I'm picking up from what Professor had said about the international architecture vis-a-vis the African financial architecture. And just to repeat also something that had been said by the keynote speaker and also by Crystal a little bit, is that Africa is being part of a collective at the international level when it comes to the safeguarding of a functioning global monetary and financial systems that we were not part of making per se. And I think Professor has done a good job of taking us back in time to where we're coming from when it comes to an African financial architecture, and the fact that the political consideration of this was at the heart of it, given that we are a continent of 55 states, and we needed to have this political buy-in. So there is that acknowledgement. I think what we've seen when it comes to debt at the continental level, I'll just mention, I had a couple of examples, but I think I'll narrow it down to Zambia, which was the first country in 2020 to become a first sovereign debt default of the COVID era per se, on repayment of its Eurobond debt. And I think what we've seen there is that there is a struggle of sustaining external debt repayment to other governments like China, although I did see just yesterday China has pledged to forgive matured interest-free loans to 23 African countries. They haven't named the countries yet, so we don't know whether Zambia is included in that. But what this implies is that there is a failure of the international financial architecture to address some of the collective, especially governance issues and arrangements that are offered at the international level, but are contextualized in Africa. And so I think one of the things that is increasingly becoming important is for us to support government in establishing sorry, Jason, there is an echo on my side. I don't know if I'm being heard clearly.
Can we please mute one of the translators?
Thank you. So at UNDP, there is increasing support that we want to provide to governments in establishing an environment, especially governance mechanisms, monitoring and evaluation frameworks for things like Eurobonds, Islamic bonds, and also green bonds that are increasingly becoming something that we're looking into. And we've been working up to date in over 30 countries. And we think that the market dynamics right now are very favorable, especially for green and sustainable bond issuances. And this is like our offer now to countries and to work together around this. And I think maybe finally, just to conclude on that question, is to mention that we have a UN report that was released in 2020 that looked at debt and COVID and the global response, which was basically of solidarity, a call of solidarity. But some of the things that report highlighted was calling all creditors, public and private, bilateral, multilateral, to take 3 steps towards debt sustainability. Immediate debt moratorium, target debt relief, revising challenges of international debt architecture. And then another thing that this report highlighted was the need for people and solidarity, which is a co-shared responsibility, both of the debtors and the creditors, for preventing and resolving unsustainable debt situations. Debt restructuring should be timely, orderly, effective, fair, and negotiated in good faith. And then lastly, debt workouts to restore public debt sustainability while enhancing ability to achieve the SDGs. With that, I think I'll give it back to you, Jason. Maybe I know other questions will come, but I think that's my conclusion for what you just asked. Thank you.
For policies and practices that put people first. We call for policies and practices that put people first.